Hey everybody, welcome to another session of the Era of the Dragons, our D&D 5e actual play here on my channel. Let me get that out of my face. Cool. And so we return here with our heroes. I am your game master, Archangelic. You can call me Mal. I go by she, her. So why don't we just go through our lovely heroes here? Jaden.
Hey, I'm Jaden. I also go by Soliloquy. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing a tiefling barbarian named Grief who uses he, they pronouns. Grief uses a combat wheelchair, and the combat wheelchair is designed by Sarah Thompson. You can find them on Twitter under the username Mustangs Art, and I am a disabled ambulatory wheelchair user, and that's why I choose to use that in game.
Penny.
Hello, my name is Penny. I use she, her pronouns. I'm going to be playing Gift, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is a human warlock, multi-class to druid. And yeah, so that's me.
And Silver.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steven, aka Silver_Bulette here on YouTube as well as here on Twitch as well as YouTube. Words are hard. I use he, they pronouns, and my eyes are bugging out because I could have sworn that Nightbot said the wombat wheelchair. I don't know what's wrong with my eyes, but at any rate, I'm going to be playing Fensiris, who uses she, her pronouns.
Awesome. We catch up to our adventurers having just fought off. Well, they are on the way to with a dragon that they had found an egg. It hatched along with Billy Bob Bones, a mysterious hero, probably not the wisest hero, but mysterious nonetheless. Who showed up one day with this egg. This egg hatched, and you have a little gold dragon wormling. His name is Galathnimbar, but you have been calling him Max. And he is accompanying you on this trip. You have made your way from the town of Brambles upon the River into Coralon's Rest, or the woods outside of Coralon's Rest, on the way to the physical object, the rock pillar, also known as Coralon's Rest. And you are there taking him to some druids you've heard about, hopefully to find a home for Galathnimbar to be safe and away from people who might want him dead. But you ran into, on the way out of the town of Coralon's Rest, you encountered an owlbear. Galathnimbar Max helped you fight this bear with a foretold critical hit and some bites and some hits from the rest of you, but it was mostly the dragon. You take down this owlbear, which then transforms into a human man, who explains that he was cursed by a witch. Gift, you noticed that this woods was marked as, something powerful is here. Mm-hmm. Maybe just beware.
Gift is good at being where.
And but upon questioning him, this man who was once an owlbear, about what he was actually doing in the woods, he spit acid at you, his mouth opening an uncomfortable size, and he spit acid at Grief and then cast Dimension Door and walked sideways into nothingness. And I believe that is where we left off our last adventure.
So
that all seemed totally reasonable, right?
Gift says totally reasonable, earnestly.
Huh. I'm going to be honest. He talked about a witch, and I normally take things mostly at face value, but I don't know. I'm kind of wondering. I kind of want to meet this witch and just find out what in the world he was talking about.
Oh God, witches.
Billy Bob speaks up. Do we really want to see a witch when we have a very valuable magical creature?
Maybe on the way back. You got a good point.
Well, I'm fond for a good adventure. Don't get me wrong, but witches are not to be trifled with.
Yeah. Well, and that's fair. I'm just wondering. I mean, like, obviously she's powerful enough to turn him into an owl bear for months and months. So sure, but also is there a wide difference between, to a certain group of people, I feel like a druid would appear as a witch, is my thought.
Gift nods at this, and I don't think has actually written anything new. So just holds their chalkboard back up from earlier in the conversation, which says, "Out of our pay grade."
That one gets written permanently on the board.
It's just there all the time.
One side is just dedicated to that.
You'll be level 20 adventurers. Like, just...
Nope. Still above our pay grade.
Eventually, though, you write in permanent ink "nope" on the other side. So I don't, it's not, eventually it's just not useful anymore.
She just stops communicating.
And I'm not entirely sure that I believe him anyway. I don't. Everything about him was very shady.
Given that Gift found the sort of interpreted as border marker or like property line, are there markers to move towards? Like, I mean, I know ultimately with Aspire is our sort of immediate goal, but is there like a marked path or a way to approach correctly or respectfully? Because it seems like there probably would be, frankly.
Yes. I would agree. Go ahead and give me some type of wisdom check. Let's say perception.
Some type of wisdom check. Wisdom is not my dump stat.
I would hope not.
Perception. However, I rolled a 3, so that's a 5.
There's nothing warning you from going closer to the spire, which is, where the druids are supposed to be. This is the way people talk about it, that the spire is some sort of holy spot. So
okay. I am actively looking for communication because I'm assuming it's there. So if and when it's appropriate to make another check, I'm actively want to.
Okay. Billy Bob asks, so I assume the plan is to just keep going. Like I said, I'm down for adventure. Just
I think we should keep going for now. And Fenceris will hop back on the front of the cart to keep an eye out.
Are you driving the cart?
Oh no, I'm gonna let Billy Bob continue driving.
He'll of course talk your ear off. He'll actually take a moment to re-up the wax on his mustache and continue talking all the way through. There's no stealthing here. I mean, you're on a road with a cart, so Max is practicing his form, trying to get that same form when he got a nat 20.
Good.
But yeah, you continue on. Gift, you're on the active lookout. Time goes on 20-30 minutes, and you're pretty close to the spire. In fact, you can see it's it's well above you now. It's a good 200 feet up. So you're pretty close to the base, and you're not seeing much of anything.
Okay.
That would indicate that this is anything more than wildland. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Sure. 14.
14. You see a particular clump of trees formed into a circle. It wouldn't look out of place, but you have a feeling that this is different. This is something slightly unnatural.
Okay. All right. GIF is going to tap probably Finn on the shoulder, and like point, and then give this symbol, which is kind of universal for stop.
Fenn will tap Billy Bob on the shoulder as well and do a hold signal.
He'll pull the carts. He'll pull the horses, the reins on the horses. Stop the cart, and he says, "Have we arrived?"
GIF nods pensively, like, and jumps down off the cart, goes over, and just as a reminder, I do speak Druidic, so going to give a greeting, a hail, essentially.
Okay. You so you walk. Do you walk towards the circle? Or
To the point that I think, so I'm assuming this works somewhat like Druidry as we discussed. So I'm going to approach from the east compass point. That would be what I would think of as the greetings.
Okay. Yeah, you approach and you give a greeting in Druidic, and the trees bow a little towards you.
Okay.
It almost imperceptibly. But you hear back in Druidic, it says, "Speak true and enter."
That's not ideal. Let's see. How is she going to do that? You said earlier that Druidic is partially nonverbal. It's partially movement, partially plants and things. So that part she can do. She can actually communicate better in Druidic than she can communicate in Common.
And
so being totally nonverbal, she is going to attempt to be truthful.
Okay. What do you what do you say?
As much as I can, and I leave it to you to determine how much of this gets through. Greetings. We are seeking. Well, greetings. I am an initiate of the order, or of an order, probably. I am seeking sanctuary for an orphaned magical beast, which is a reasonable request based on what I understand.
You convey this out, and you get the sense that speaking in this way is almost a ritual. You know, this kind of nonverbal Druidic, it pulls on the magic around this place.
Okay.
And you hear a voice say into you, Druidic from the trees, "That is literally the fastest I've ever seen anyone solve that."
She doesn't even know what she did.
Absolutely wonderful. And you see there is a squirrel, just a squirrel, up in the tree.
Pork Sarah's.
It says, "Pleased to meet you. And you said you were an initiate?" And it's reading the Druidic. It's fascinating. Well, I guess first things first, and it starts doing a spell, and the entire forest you're in changes. You're no longer in a forest. You are in an orchard.
Okay.
There are people in various kind of flowing clothing, just working the trees, harvesting apples, doing small druid craft. People of all kinds, elves, humans, halflings. There's even a couple of dragonborn around. From where you are, you see 50, 60 people just working this orchard that you now find yourself in. This is my name is Acorn. I am pleased to meet you. Welcome to the orchard.
Gift smiles. Since she can communicate sort of in Druidic, just real quickly, out of game statement, given that Bard is a class and that could get really confusing very fast, do we want to call the lowest rank of Druid Orator?
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's not her name, so that much she can do without even having to try. She identifies herself as Gift. And she points like through what I assume is some kind of glamour at the wagon and compatriots.
Mhm. Oh, they're with you, right? And this squirrel will do some more magic, and the bubble will just move a little bit over you, and you are also transported into this orchard.
Oh, that's very helpful. Now Gift can stop trying to talk.
And you see a squirrel talking to Gift, and it just says in common to you, "Do you understand me?"
Wow. Yeah, certainly do.
Excellent.
Hi.
I am Acorn.
Hello.
I am the gatekeeper sometimes. It was my shift today.
It's good that you work on shifts. You're not stuck here the entire time. I'm glad to hear that.
Variety is the spice of life. So some of the humans tell me. It's fine. Well, welcome to the orchard. Is that a dragon?
Nods vigorously. Makes
Max-
the same sign for magical beast and sanctuary.
Max is like in pounce mode.
This is oh, hey, Max, come here real quick. Hang on. You magicked us into a safe space, right?
Billy Bob Bones is also looking around, and he says, "Do not eat any of this fruit. This has to be Fae. This has to be Fae trickery."
I'll take your word for it, Bob. But yeah, this is a safe space, right?
The squirrel will say to you, "This is the safest place in anywhere, maybe."
Okay. Yes, this is a gold baby dragon. We think when it was still an egg, there was a blue dragon after it. And we just want to make sure no one else. We want to make sure this gold dragon grows up to be all that he can be.
I'm going to assume that there is a sign for non-interference, as like druids are true neutral.
Yeah.
So the sign for non-interference points at the baby dragon, points at Max.
Understood. We can absolutely give you some sanctuary. Wait, sorry, can we not mix my voices here? We can absolutely provide you for some sanctuary. Perhaps somebody more important would be better. You should see the Archdruid. You should see Amar.
Okay.
And the squirrel will start bounding and like doing the thing where it like makes these fluid leaps and then stops, looks around, and then keeps going. It says, "Please follow me."
All right, cool.
And Cirrus goes and follows. She's also wrapping Max back up in the baby Bjorn just to make sure he doesn't take off in here.
Good call.
I've never seen a talking animal.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, this is as quiet as I can be. I'm gonna say I don't know if it's a talking squirrel or if that's a druid that's hanging out as a squirrel right now. It could be either, honestly.
You continue on out of the orchard. This orchard is it's mostly apples, what they're growing here, but it's not like an orchard that you're used to, these like very nice lines. It's kind of like they were encouraged to grow where they were rather than planted where they are. It's very different, but everything here is way more bountiful than in the surrounding areas. You see there are, yeah, like I said, there are people up on ladders gathering the apples. There are other talking animals, rabbits, wolves, just all seeming to intermingle amongst the people here as you are taken out of the path, out of this orchard area into what looks like what should be temporary dwellings, lots of open dwellings with kind of like canvas tarp, like wooden structures, but most of the walls aren't walls, they're canvas to be opened up. It seems very communal. There are people doing all sorts of things, weaving. This is a whole town, just seemingly hidden from everyone else, and everyone here is doing various natural magic. You see people doing druid craft to make more vines, to then harvest them and make baskets.
I'm so glad you kidnapped Gift's sister, because otherwise this would be where her adventure stops.
Finally home.
And
this kind of reminds me a little bit of our dig sites, honestly. A little more structure with the wood there, but yeah, all these tents. Anyway.
And this path leads through this town into, you're at the base of this spire, this pillar called Coralon's Rest. And at the base is a grotto just full of flowers and offerings to a, what you can only assume is some type of nature deity. And there is an elf there, just kind of quietly chanting a ritual. The squirrel will bound up and approach and get on his shoulder and just speak in his ear, and then bound away. And he says, well, it was nice to meet you. I must attend to my duty at the gate. I hope you enjoy your time here. And the squirrel will bound off.
Thanks, you too. No, geez.
I will. And this elven man, almost blonde, almost white hair, wearing just leathers and things like that, very simple clothing. He stands up and he will approach you, and he says quietly to you, as he approaches, I am the Archdruid, protector of the orchard and the grotto. My name is AMR.
AMR. What?
Who do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
Hi there, AMR. I'm Fencerus. This is Billy Bones. Hi.
Takes off his hat, does a deep bow. He says, pleasure.
My friend here is Gift, and And this is Grief. Oh, and of course, we got Max here.
Gift makes the druidic sign for teacher, like referencing this person is of higher rank.
Or actually, I should probably say Galath since we are really get that clear.
Max will hang like upside down out of the Bjorn and say, "Hi."
How did that happen? Max.
Was it a common high? We've been working on our
Yes.
common.
Yes, it was. It was in common. The Amar is almost seems stoic, and he looks and he comes and he just puts his hand on Max's head, and he says, "You're a long way from home, aren't you, little one?" And go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, the thing is, we were kind of hoping this at least could be a temporary home for him.
An interesting proposal.
We are unfortunately tasked to deal with a situation for the local town, and frankly, a dragon in this day and age is not safe most places, especially one as young as Galath here. So we want to make sure he's safe while we are dealing with various things. And frankly, we didn't know where else to turn.
AMR takes this in and he says, "The Enclave has expressed concern. We have been unsure how to proceed. Everything is in turmoil." He says he will start slowly walking, his hands behind his back, and he says, "Please accompany me."
Will do.
And he will just slowly walk, almost like he's meditating with every step. And he just slowly walks to what you can only assume is maybe his home, but it's just the wooden structure. All the canvas flaps have been pulled up, so there's no privacy here. But there's a low table. There is a place for a small fire in the middle, which he places a kettle on and creates a bonfire there. And he will invite you to sit at this low table with him. It's all low to the ground. No problem, Grief, for your chair at all. And as you all sit with him, he will pour you tea. And he says, "While I did not expect a dragon to show up on my door, I did expect someone to come look for our aid."
Well, aid, but also possibly education, because I want to lay the full truth in front of you. Galath seems to be really interested in the ways of the druid. And I think it would be an amazing education if you could start teaching him how to take care of the land around him. He's already expressed interest in animals, not as a food source, but as friends.
And with that, Max will pull out the mouse, who is just
Phil.
like cheeks full, like it's just like puts another piece of food in his mouth, and Max says, "This is Phil," and he pulls out a little wire table for Phil.
Gift nods at Phil.
Huh.
And Phil is just gonna sit there and just enjoy this, I guess.
Eat.
Yeah, he's just gonna continue eating.
It's a good choice.
Dragons are very in tune with where they choose to be. They become a cornerstone of their environment. There's debate amongst some in the Enclave, whether that's by their own force of will or if nature bends towards them. But it matters not. The ultimate result is that an environment will be destroyed if a dragon is harmed or if a dragon is removed. And dragons can be a great boon to an area. They're very powerful, bringing elemental energy from beyond our world into our world. We would be happy to have Galathnimbar. We shall call him Max, perhaps avoiding true names in tumultuous times would be best.
Yeah, if you just talk about Max, people probably won't be like, it's a dragon. It's a good call.
This is the first time you see Amar just kind of chuckle and smile.
Gift. This time we'll probably need to write it because it's too complex of a topic. So like rights in Druidic, reciprocity as a question. And I'd like to think that in Druid culture, reciprocity and Gaius have the same symbol because that's how it would work.
I understand your urgency in dealing with this, but yes, there of course always is. For everything you take, something must be given, whether that's work, time, your attention. But in this case, yes. And he'll pull out a small, looks like a piece of amber or something, and just blows over it at you, and it turns a dark color as like this dust hits you. That's quite the curse.
She doesn't say anything or move or make any indication.
Don't worry. I know you cannot speak it, but there's nothing I can do for you. This is your journey, and this is all in Druidic to you.
So half sign language, half a language none of you understand.
Yeah. This is your journey to take. They can help you, but you will always have to take the final step. I know you
can't answer.
Yeah, cannot answer. You see, in fact, all you see is that this man is talking to Gift in some language, and like Gift just looks confused. And he'll turn to you and comment. He says, we will agree to take on Max if you agree to be our representatives.
I mean, be happy to. What you just want us to spread the good word about the Enclave, or do we need to deliver a message for you?
The Enclave has been watching dragons. It's among many of the things we do in order to maintain a world which people tamper with. Many dragon eggs have gone missing. More than normal. Kobolds, part of their drive is to raise a dragon egg and serve it as a means of protection. That is natural. somebody has exploited the kobolds. We have seen many dragon eggs go disappear. Many kobold nests have collapsed. We, as of yet, do not understand why. We suspect wizardry, which you can feel the drip off of that.
It sounds like when Gift says the word wizard.
But that is unclear to us at this point. We do know that the rulers of your various nations are planning to meet. We have
Yes.
things we must attend to, but we ask for you to represent us and to let them know that these dragons must not be destroyed.
Okay. Just to clarify here, if we know of one rampaging blue dragon in particular, we should avoid destroying him as well. Not that we have the power to do that anyways, but just, trying to clarify.
My apologies. The dragon eggs
Gotcha.
are
Okay.
innocent. Dragons have their own free will. I expect that their actions will be met with reactions. But the dragon eggs are as of yet blameless. We
Agreed.
would like to see them not destroyed.
Yes. Okay. Totally on board. I was on board before. It was just going to be a little bit more complicated, but that's fine. But I shouldn't. I mean, I'm not the representative for the group. Grief. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm good with that. Do we have any reason to be concerned that Max's mother will come looking or whatever?
Are you asking him? Are you asking
The group,
AMR?
yeah.
I mean, I guess I will look at Billy at that point.
Billy is just sipping his tea. He says, apologies. I did not see any evidence of his mother. I'm not sure if he has one. I don't know much about dragons. AMR will Grief, did you want to say something?
No, I was just saying fair.
AMR will say, if Max has already hatched, at this point, he is on his own to prove and find his own hoard, his own lair to settle into. I'd be happy to help him with that if Max is also willing.
What do you say, Max?
He says, can I get more animals? AMR responds in Draconic, you may have animals. There are many animals here who would be happy to serve you. And Max says, will you be here too? He
To the
says that
group
to you,
or-
to the group.
I mean, we gotta hit the road, Max, but we've got some things we gotta do. But we'll probably come back from time to time and check in on you, see how things are. I don't know, it's a really nice area. It'd be a great place to settle down. I'm not ready to settle down quite yet. I still have things I gotta find, things I gotta see.
Gift writes out, I will return to stay as soon as I can.
Hi, Raiders.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, everybody. Thank you for the raid. My friend LB. Hi, everybody. For everyone just joining, they are trying to leave their dragon buddy with the druids. Hopefully we can work this out. Max will turn towards you and he'll towards her gift. He says, Gift won't be here either.
in Draconic, which I can't
Yeah,
understand.
draconic. Yeah.
I didn't
Then you're
get-
the only one that speaks Draconic. I don't
No,
speak
it's
it
true.
either.
I definitely understood. Gift, you mentioned that this is a place you would love to settle. Do I see that if I roll good enough insight, would I recognize that this is someplace you'd like to settle down?
I mean, yes, she wrote it directly on the chalkboard, so
Oh, never mind then. I'll say, Gift has to go with us for now. She's got to find her sister, but I think once this is all settled, I think Gift will definitely be back. Almost certainly.
But is Grief also going? And the mustache man?
I don't. Was Billy Bones required to come with us for that one adventure? I forget now. Or was that just the
How long
blacksmith?
is he carting us around?
Well, I mean, certainly he has to bring us back, but that's
Yeah.
I believe he was asked by the king to attend us.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, so Max, we all have a promise that we made to the king, just because we didn't feel safe otherwise, and we're gonna honor that promise. But you know, I can't promise all of us will be back, but I'm sure some of us are gonna be back before you know it.
In Dragon Time, the blink of an eye.
Truly.
Max just makes a whimper.
Oh,
I need to check
Yeah.
something.
Hey, take Max. Listen, I'm gonna be back, and by the time I'm back, I want to see you turn into a bird. All right, you're gonna learn. I know you're gonna learn well. So promise me when I come back, you'll be able to turn into a bird. Okay?
A bird?
Yeah.
But I got wings. Oh,
Well, sure, but I mean, if you want to fly with the birds, you don't want to be a dragon up there because your wings are gonna be too powerful. You're gonna scare them away. So you learn from these druids here how to become a bird, and you can hang out with them.
Max just says, I get to have birds and be a bird. I can change into a bird. Can this guy turn into a bird? And AMR will say, indeed I can. Amongst many things. Many things I would be happy to show you. Max says, this in common. He says, I don't want to see you all go, but I can stay.
Okay, Max.
Give him a little pat.
He's just holding Phil very tightly.
Oh, baby.
Oh yeah, and
Phil-
Phil is definitely gonna be here. Don't worry.
Gift,
It- Go
gives
ahead.
Gift gives Max a hug because she can't communicate effectively here.
Aw.
So she gives Max a hug, and kind of a the mom smile, the "you can do it, honey" smile. We all know that smile.
Mhm. Max, as you hug Max, that elemental core in him just glows brighter. And AMR says, well, I believe we have an agreement then.
Yes.
AMR will do a spell and it conjures a small bird, which he whispers to, and it flies off. And he continues to just drink his tea with you. And then after a moment, a halfling shows up, just decked out in like hunter's leathers, riding a drake, some sort of draconic creature. You would, Fen, you would know that this is a guard drake of some kind. And this halfling, he's got curly dark hair, fair skin, although it is dirty. He will hump off the guard drake and with his bow on his back still, and he'll say, he'll just plop himself at the table and he says, I'm Randall. I am the resident dragon expert, I guess.
Hi, Randall.
Sure.
Pleased to
Great.
meet you. Is this our new friend here? And he will pull out a whole piece of meat from his bag and hand it to Max, who just like immediately eats it. Excellent. That's a nice golden sheen. It looks like you've been feeding him well. Has he exhibited any hoarding behaviors yet?
Yeah, specifically with animals, actually. It's
And little
very
bits of metal.
oh, that's true too. Yeah, he's got little bits of metal, yeah, but also very interested in gathering animals as friends, permanent friends.
That's an interesting one. We'll have to see how that develops. Speech? Any language acquisition? How many days ago did this dragon hatch?
Fun
This has
answer.
been like
Two?
1, 2,
Oh, we've been traveling for 2 days, so it would be
4.
Four. Okay. Okay, we got good growth then. I expect him to be 6-7 feet long, probably by the end of the week.
Wow.
They tend to hit adulthood at about a month, and well, adult size. Adulthood is a little, complicated with sentient creatures.
Understood. While this conversation is going on, I'm going to leave Grief and Gift to talk with Randall there, and I'm going to pull AMR aside and just say, AMR, one thing in the interest of full disclosure, we encountered an owl bear that was actually a human. He claimed he was cursed by a witch in the nearby woods.
Mhm.
I don't know if that tracks with what you know, but also he seemed like a bad sort of character just generally. And he does know about Max's existence. I don't think we told him where we were going. I think we kept that on the down low. Pretty sure.
We do have a witch. Although she's not aware of it, we do keep her. She's very useful. I would
Understood.
advise not telling her that we keep her. That could create some problems, but she's a useful creature. Her name is Minnie,
Minnie. Okay.
or at least that's what she'll go by. Again, true names.
Oh, of course.
Some would call her a hag. I guess a witch is an accurate description, though. not a creature from this realm, but she keeps ne'er-do-wells away. So if he was indeed cursed, he likely betrayed her or lied to her.
Mm. I would not entirely put it past this particular gentleman to lie to someone he shouldn't lie to. Honestly, we just asked him sincere questions, and he tried to attack us with acid, and then jumped through a dimension door or something. I don't know my magics, but something.
Some trickery is afoot then. I imagine it may be worth following, but he's not in our woods. If he crosses your path, who's to say? It's not really my decision to decide what you want to do with him.
I mean, mainly I was just like he saw the path that we were on. So I want to make sure you all are aware of it, and just in case he thought a baby dragon was a good acquisition. But I'm confident we didn't say anything about where we were going. We were too busy trying to ask him what his deal was, and why he was an owlbear previously.
Wizards are often looking for where we are. He points to the stone pillar that looms over this place, and he says, do you know the story behind this?
It's kind of out of my jurisdiction. I don't know many stories beyond the mountains, really.
He says, a long time ago, before there were elves and humans here, there were gods. Coralon, the chief among them. There was the stories are sometimes unclear, but what we do know is that there was a scourge, an evil from beyond the stars in this world. Coralon fought here at this very spot 90 days and 90 nights until he was slain, but not before slaying the creature. He laid here for another 90 days and another 90 nights, bleeding life into our world. Gods were born from here. Creatures, the wood elves, such as myself. This is our birthplace. Doesn't seem like much anymore. Most of the wood elves have been pushed to other places. The high elves having a much stronger grasp on this place, but we keep it safe. This is a primordial place of power. We protect it. We keep creatures in these woods. Sometimes people go missing, but it's often because they are looking for something they shouldn't find. So if he was here, and it wasn't just accident, and witches are fickle creatures, then he was likely seeking something here, seeking more power.
That would track with what I know about him, which is not much, if I'm being honest. But again, Amar, thank you for your help. We appreciate it. Take care of Max. I know Randall's the one taking care of him, but make sure he's okay. Yeah.
Randall is Randall is many things, but he will be gentle with the creature. I'm sure you have noticed Randall is not alike. Is not alike. Is not like us. Um, he's a hunter, and he's adding to our knowledge, but he's just here for a time. With dragons disappearing, we figured reaching for outside knowledge would not be a bad idea. He will take good care of the creature. He cares for many drakes. The fairy dragons seem to like him a lot. He says, I do invite you all to stay. And he will actually, speaking to you, Gift, in Druidic, he says, you are talented beyond what you know. And I have a larger task for you.
Gift tries hard not to look at her shoes. So she kind of looks just in front of her shoes.
Do not worry. And that's all he will say. He says, please stay the night, rest up. Dinner is at sunset.
Gift nods.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I believe that's about where we should take a break, and we'll come back here. So we'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, 15 if we're feeling, particularly sluggish. We'll just take our time, come back, get yourself some water, get up and stretch, and we'll be back in a bit.
See y'all soon. Thanks for being here.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you are all hydrated, slightly less stiff as we continue in with our next half of our game. So you are all in the, oh, that's not what I need either. You are in the place that it's being called the Orchard. It doesn't, as you're here, you realize it doesn't really have a name. It's just this is this place and it's hidden. Probably just accurate to call it Coralon's Rest. So you are here. Is there anything you would like to do while you're here?
You mentioned there were Dragonborn. Are they obvious around, or are they just kind of merging with everyone? I'm curious. Fen would be in particular looking for any gem Dragonborn that were hanging around.
Make a investigation check.
Ooh, 18 plus some stuff.
18.
That's 25.
20.
Damn.
I
It
asked the
is.
rogue to make a skill check.
Hey.
Yeah. You actually don't see any gem dragonborn around. You see some metallic, some that are kind of neither chromatic nor metallic, but there's no gem dragonborn.
Okay. Anyone I recognize from back home at all in the mountains?
I don't believe anyone here would be from there. So
Okay.
yeah. Don't mean to put a damper on you. It just isn't, you're
No,
a long way
absolutely.
from home, I mean, they would be happy to talk to you if you wanted. So that's up to you.
No, if I recognized anybody, I would ask them about my brother, but I don't recognize anybody, so it's all good.
Okay. Grief, is there anything you're wanting to do while you're here and hanging out with Max and everything?
Nothing that I can think of. The fruit that's around, is it like magical?
Are you,
Let me.
do you have
I do have
magic
magic awareness. Yeah. Go ahead and use that.
It's not magical in and of itself. You see, you being here is very different from being in a town when your magic awareness has gone off. There are little flits of magic everywhere. It seems everything people do here has a tiny bit of magic in it. The fruit itself, mundane. Is it, although more larger, riper than it should be at this time of year? It's not far off. It's not unnatural, but it's better.
Okay, cool. No, I think I'll just play around with Max and hang out.
Max just climbs all over your chair. And just he's looking at all the bits and bobbles that make it go.
Yeah, it does a lot of cool stuff. I'll show him some of the cool little tricks.
At some point he'll tell you to go fast.
We'll take the chair as fast as we can go.
And he'll just glide along with his wings, like kind of balancing you out. Like in fact, like you do this and you just like at some point you hit the brakes because you're getting towards the end of wherever you're launching yourself, and he'll actually just he'll fly a little bit and he'll flap around a little bit.
Ew.
He's not quite strong enough to sustain a lot of flight, but
I'll keep him nice and weighed down.
Yeah, so as the evening comes, people start setting up for what looks like a communal dinner kind of thing. People are setting up tables and things in these communal space in kind of this square around these dwellings, and you are all invited to join in for dinner. There doesn't seem to be, while Amar is kind of the hierarchy, that doesn't seem to be reflected much in in these kind of moments. It's not like it's very different from when you had dinner with the king. There was, places of honor set. It just seems people just sit down and eat and socialize here. And Amar will sit next to you, Gift. And he will sit and he says, I do not believe we have time to take you through a full initiation. And I apologize to you for that. Acorn did tell me that you were able to solve our little small riddle very quickly.
She still doesn't know what she did.
You have, and you've never been around druids.
She writes on her chalkboard, I don't know your geography well enough, but in the real world, off the coast of Wales, there's the Isle of Anglesey. If there is an equivalent, so sort of a space where druids, possibly proto-druids, possibly even like ancient sun priests or priestesses hung out. I'd like to say that she's been there, but not necessarily done anything. She was just there specifically doing what she does, which is looking for how harmony fits into the world, which you know why.
Right. Fascinating. Well, you've certainly picked up quickly what we do here. The little message you sent, it feels like a language when you're using it. It feels like a conversation, and that's the way it should feel. When we do magic here, it's not us imposing over what's here. It's giving it a little boost.
She nods emphatically.
Letting it do what it was going to do anyway. And most people speak truth as to just simply not lie. And the two are distinct. I hate to send you on your way, and I would love for you to stay with us, but I feel there's too much at stake. If too much is imbalanced already, and we cannot protect what we have and fight at the same time. And I must ask you to fight for us as per our deal, to represent us, to make sure that things outside of our domain are taken well care of. But I do have a gift for you as you go. And he will hand you a small sickle. It glints in the moonlight as he hands it to you.
Okay.
It is a moon sickle +1.
Okay. Let's see.
He says,
And add to equipment.
he'll tell you, I never wish for anyone to draw blood, but I feel a war is imminent. And I hope this will protect you. But a sickle has an immense ability to harm, but it's also used to harvest to make new life. And it can help you heal as well.
Gift is very grateful. Like I mean, I can describe it, but Gift can't is the problem. So like this represents the opposite of Gift's problem. It is symbolically very valid. So she fumbles around, looks at her shoes. She, before we leave, I'd like to just say, like, she'd like to get I'm assuming that she gets the markers of her status now, which would be a blue robe and an applewood staff.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. I was
So
absolutely
she now
gonna-
looks like a druid when,
Yep.
when she leaves here.
I was definitely going to give you a shillelagh. Yeah. Yeah, he will absolutely. He doesn't bring those to you. He brings you this sacred object.
Right.
In fact, Acorn is one of the ones that brings it to you. In that he was standing on the pile of things that were brought to you. Because he couldn't carry it. He's a squirrel.
Right.
And while he's doing it, he's wearing his robes as well. This little squirrel druid.
That's
Just out
adorable.
of curiosity, are the squirrel's robes blue, green, or white? I'm just curious.
I don't know enough. What do you think they are?
So like blue would be an orator and sort of, if you will, an initiate in some ways. Green would be like a priest and in the middle, and white would be a druid, capital D, which is like an arbiter.
Okay. I would say his are green. Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah. And he says, "Welcome to the Enclave. I wish you could stay longer. We have so much we want to show you, and but AMR has informed us that you all will not be staying with us much longer. And we are all sad to see you go, and we wish a speedy return and safety on your travels."
She nods and she writes, "I hope to return soon."
Hey, Acorn. Quick question: How high up does the protective veil go?
Oh, what a fascinating question. Wherever it needs to be.
Okay.
Your friend Gift can explain it better, maybe. I'm not sure what your level of understanding of our magic is here.
Like 0 to none, probably. But
Okay.
I guess how open is this area? If I was to try to head upwards, is there enough open space in the trees, or is it pretty much just like 10 feet max?
Where this spire is, there's trees that kind of abut it, but you can go up. You can go up the spire if you wanted to.
Okay.
You can climb up the trees. It's not an impenetrable canopy by any means. It's there's a mix of conifers and deciduous trees, so there's kind of breaks in the forest top.
So if there is an open enough space somewhere, I'm going to turn to Max and say, "Hey, how would you like to practice some flying lessons?"
Max says, he says, it just gets excited and giddy and says, "Yes, flying like a bird."
Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. Well, here we go then. And Fen is going to bamf out a pair of spectral wings out of her back as she gathers Max up and flies up to like where the branches will allow her with still an open area beneath her, and say, "All right, Max, main goal here is just to float down to the ground. Okay, so use those wings. You ready?"
"Yeah, I'm ready."
"Okay, here we go." And I let go of Max.
Max dive bombs for a second and then spreads the wings out again and catches and kind of glides down. Let me give Max a little dexterity check as
Seeing the dive bomb, Fen will also start dive bombing to protect him.
Let me pull up that's for a wormling. Oh my goodness, if I can type. Pull those up here. Gold Dragon Wormling. Okay, we'll call it a dex saving throw. Sure. Okay, got a 19.
Nice.
So yeah, like he does a dive bomb, mostly just to gather speed, and then you see like he like levels off and is flying. What's your fly speed?
My fly speed is my walking speed, so that would be 30 feet, I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 feet.
He has a 60-foot flying speed.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh shit.
Luckily, he's not that skilled. He's still new. His wings are still not quite there. He's still kind of small, even for like a wormling.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's 4 days old, so but yeah, he manages to fly and glide, and he'll glide his way all the way to the ground and safely land, and then turn back and wait for you because he flew a lot faster than you did.
Yeah. So I will reach the ground because I did dive down, but like still he was faster. I'll be like, I think I got about 30 more seconds. You want to go again?
He says, yeah.
Okay, here we go. We gotta make this fast. Whoop, back up we go. All right, now this time, rather than just gliding, see if you can use your wings to support you and prevent you from touching down on the air. Remember, flying is just falling, but missing the ground.
He says, miss the ground. Got it.
Okay, here we go. See you down there. Whee!
And yeah, he starts gliding. He doesn't do the dive bomb this time. He starts gliding, and then he gives his wings just one big push upwards, and it just kind of launches him higher. And you see that he starts to get into the rhythm of this like push and fall of flying. He still kind of does like a like some birds do this, like, you know, like some like yeah. Yeah, he's not like soaring through the air yet. He's kind of just doing this like drop and like raise motion through the air. But he kind of gets it, and he's like starting but he starts gliding back down, and you see that he hasn't quite got steering down yet. And he tries his best, but he does like launch himself into some branches in the trees, and just I will allow you, if you want to, make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can catch him, since you're watching him.
You're doing great, Max. You're doing, oh no. It's a 9. My dexterity bonus is a 7, so
okay. Cool. He hits you square in the chest, and you just both go tumbling down on the ground. You're gonna take 2 bludgeoning damage.
That was great, Max. Good job.
And then he's like on your chest again.
And I think at that point, also, as I hit the ground, the wings also fade and dissipate, because it's only a whole minute that I get out of that.
He tries to like pounce on the wings of the spirit. He's like, no, again.
Yeah, sorry, Max. I'm only, I mean, I'm only what, an 8th dragon, something like that. I don't get to keep my wings, unfortunately, but I have to rest up after doing one of those. But you're not going to have to worry about that, which is going to be amazing. And you know, as you practice, you're going to be able to bring yourself up there.
You hear Randall's voice like behind you. He says, we're really going to have to work on that steering. Just absolutely horrible. But you said he's in 4 days. Okay, yeah. This is actually good progress. Good progress. I take back what I said. Pretty good.
It's like he's 4 days old. What the hell do you want from him?
He's a dragon.
Yeah.
Dragon.
This guy's a coach. When I was 4 days old,
Right?
I imagine, yeah, no, definitely. Halflings are like rough and tumble. Like as kids, like I feel like when I was a baby, they put me into a wrestling pit. Like I had to wrestle the other babies for dominance. Yeah, so but yeah, he'll help you up, and yeah, you conclude your flying lessons as much as you can.
Awesome.
Max stays close to the ground with you. Doesn't want to be up there alone. So at least not yet. He wants to spend time with you.
That takes things out of me. Oh, Billy, are we staying here tonight, or are we gonna hit the road?
Billy has at this point, like, he's wearing flowing robes, not in the colors of the order, but like somebody had given him relaxing clothes to wear, and he's out of his gambeson and hat, and he's just sipping tea, walking around the place, just enjoying his time here. He says, well, they did ask us to stay the night. I assume we'll just go in the morning. It's probably a little bit dangerous to travel at night.
That's fair. Okay.
Again, I'm always up for adventure. Do not get me wrong. You say the word and I will be there.
No need to push ourselves. I mean, we need to get back to, do the king's bidding and all that, but I mean, it sounded kind of like they had that group on the ropes anyways.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. Take the long rest and then follow my little paper bird.
I forgot about the paper bird.
Still on my tied to my belt, going, go this way.
It's just on like a little short string, so it's there, and then you can like let it out like a kite. Awesome. Yeah, so you are given a one of these kind of pavilion spaces, these wooden structures. They're bringing down the canvases for the night. They have set up cots for you to sleep in. There is a bowl of fresh water and pitcher there for you to either drink or clean yourself with. Very nice accommodations for your rest. Yep, you all get the benefits of a long rest, as you have probably one of the more relaxing nights of sleep you've had. And this place a little bit outside of your normal reality. A place where things seem to move slower.
Are we like in like a shared space sleeping, or are we like in different spaces?
I assumed you were in a shared space.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this would be a hell of a place to retire.
Yeah. Be nice. I mean, I need to probably check on my folks once this is all done and I find that lost city. But I don't know. Might be nice to come back here one day.
Max has arranged his trinkets, some pine cones, some other things that he has found here, and he has arranged them in the middle of the room in a pile for him to sleep on.
Love it.
He has stolen one of the blankets. One of you doesn't have a blanket.
He's learning quickly, isn't he?
It's Billy Bob. Billy Bob doesn't have a blanket. But Billy Bob has gone full Lebowski in this whole situation. He's like, it's not a problem for him. He's just laying down. He's gonna sleep.
Where'd you get that right Russian? Billy, you gonna share? What's going on?
He says, they make an interesting drink out of the sap here.
I suppose.
Has he just been like laying in here the whole time?
He's been around. He's just hanging out.
Maxing, relaxing, huh?
He just accompanied you on your side quest.
Right. He was just around.
He's like, okay, vacation time, sweet.
You say something about retiring though, and he says, I'm literally gonna adventure until I'm dust and bones.
That's amazing.
That's a choice.
He says, I tried stopping fighting, you fight in a few battles, you think, oh, maybe, it's time to rest the old body. I just got bored.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. One day I just want to be able to relax for a while, That's just me though. I don't know. I watched my parents, go through life digging and mining and trying to find things in a mountain. And I don't know, they spent most of their life doing that and they're trying to relax now. And it's harder for them to relax. So, I think an early retirement would be nice for me.
Not a bad goal to have at all.
Billy Bob says, it's good to keep that kind of thing in mind. Especially since, the everybody here, for as nice as they are real doom and gloom about things going on outside of here. And it sounds like I'm inclined to agree with them. And if doom and gloom are in our future, it's good to keep in mind, that peace on the other side.
Yep.
All right. Well, assuming that we sleep and sort of head out in the morning, I do want to say that I add one of my daggers and my set of fine clothes to Max's hoard.
Max loves it and starts arranging it immediately. This little guest tent is now Max's tent. His hoard is here now.
Speaking of, I need to remove a dagger from my equipment because I never got that back from Max.
Randall will actually hand you that dagger back. And
okay.
He says, I'm hoping he doesn't notice it because I did replace it with a wooden one. He probably doesn't need anything that sharp. He is a deadly weapon on his own.
This is gonna sound like a weird statement, but we already, we noticed. He said, did we tell you about the owl bear last night? I don't even remember.
Randall says, I did not hear about an owl bear.
Yeah. Well, it was a human curse to be an owl bear, to be fair, but
so you did not get a pelt. Okay.
No.
Okay. I was gonna offer to tan it. That's my specialty. No one seems to want that here.
Can't imagine why. And but no, it was a human curse to be an owl bear, but try to attack us foolishly because we had a baby dragon in our midst. So
And he saw did the human see this dragon? How many people have seen this dragon?
That human, us, There was somebody else that saw me carrying the dragon, but I think I convinced him that Max was my dragonborn child, and just, close enough in look, right?
Good. Luckily, he was with you when he was small. He's going to be big soon. I mean, he's going to be a dragon by the time you see him again. Just so you're all aware. Like,
Oh yeah, understood.
air,
Yeah,
fire breath, stuff like that.
he's been growing like crazy in the last couple of days. I just so not entirely surprised.
This Randall, the small halfling, takes on notebook, and you see him write. Well, actually, none of you speak halfling, so he writes something in his notebook. Do you speak halfling? I do have
Elvish.
Let me see. I do have everyone's languages here because I ask this all the time.
I also speak telepathy, which is weird.
Yeah, I think that's just a technicality. Like they put it there. It's so weird. No one speaks halfling, so
Nope.
he says, "Okay, I'll be on the lookout for any humans that aren't wearing these robes."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not convinced that this is not a cult." I'm like, "It's nice here, so I'm not saying anything. I haven't seen anything too weird, but at least they're letting you out. I guess they'll let me out when it's, when I'm done working here."
Yeah. That should be fine.
We found a colony of guard drakes here. Yeah. Not really native to this region, so they're trying to integrate them into the environment here. That's why I'm here. So, but I'll take care of a little Maxie here. And he just he gives him a scritch underneath like some of the scales, and like Max rolls over and exposes his belly. Like,
I mean, I'm guessing once Max is a little bit bigger, he'll probably want to help out with training the guard drakes, honestly.
Yeah, they'll listen to you, won't they, you little creature?
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, you all hold on, let me pull my notes back up. Acorn will come to you and say, I am happy to open the gate back up. You're free to leave at any time. AMR has gone up to the top of Coralon's Rest. He said he needed to contemplate some things. So he sends his apologies for not seeing you off.
AMR is a great guy, but Acorn, I'm glad it's you seeing us out. Thanks for being here.
He's like, I am very happy to be here. Being a squirrel is a rough life, and I'm glad somebody gave me the chance to do something more.
Gift looks thoughtful at that.
And now we have a dragon. Oh, exciting times all around.
So you're not human at all?
Oh, absolutely not. I am a wonderful red fox squirrel. Can't you tell?
Yes,
for
but
sure.
you talk, and most squirrels I've met don't talk.
He says, that is true. And not many want to, but I thought, oh, these people are very nice and they feed me a lot. And one of them talked to me one day, and I'm like, yes, I would love to learn magic.
Fantastic. I'm glad you found these folks then.
He says, I'm glad to. I meet the most interesting people.
I bet.
And they keep cats away from me. And he looks around.
That's good.
Like he just stands still and looks.
There might be a cat.
Wait, I mean, honestly though, Acorn, you're learning the ways of a druid, right? That's why you're here.
Yes,
Next time you see a cat, try turning into a dog. See what happens.
a dog. Fascinating. I will have to see a dog.
Oh, you haven't? Oh. Have you seen a wolf? Because they're very similar.
I have seen a wolf.
There you go. Turn into a wolf then.
He turns into a wolf puppy,
No.
Oh my god.
which is still like 6-7 times larger than he was. So like from his perspective, he might as well have changed into a dragon.
Mhm.
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, that'll work.
And then he changed back because he can't speak anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Well, unless there's anything you need, it's best to keep the wards up. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Onward to
I
adventure.
think we'll say our goodbyes and head out.
Remember, Max, I want to see you turn into a bird next time I see you.
Let's see. Okay.
Ben doesn't know enough about druidic magic. Steven does and knows that's a few levels down the line. But
Yes.
But gold
But-
dragons can polymorph at will. Max just doesn't know that.
He changes into a goose. He rolled a nat 20 on the roll. So like
What? Max rolls so well. Are we sure we want to leave him here?
to be fair, his nat 20 against the owlbear was just like was gift pulling on fate, but you don't know that
That's true.
necessarily.
True.
Right, yeah. From my perspective.
Oh, thank you for the reminder. We just slept. I gotta roll that die again.
Oh yeah, do your portents.
that, you learn so fast, Max. That's amazing. Well done.
He says, actually, I can talk like this.
Oh, that's
Oh,
even cooler.
But I can also make bird noises.
Okay.
That can help attract other birds.
Yeah. He can't do the druid thing yet, but he can polymorph.
You can do it anyways. It's fine. Huh.
And Randall is just like writing down notes, polymorphing at day 4. This is a goddamn prodigy. You brought me a little prodigy dragon.
Yes, it's pretty cool.
But Max will will change back into a dragon and says, I'll do more birds for you. I'll do bigger birds.
Okay.
Right.
Sounds good. We'll try to visit soon.
Just make sure it's not a rock unless you're like in a very wide open area. Okay.
He says, got it. He doesn't know what a rock is.
Neither does gift.
Yeah, somebody who lived in mountains would definitely know what a rock is. But
I don't know if Fenn has seen one, but she knows of them at
Mhm.
least.
Absolutely. So yeah, Max will come and like he will like come and individually like come and get like scratches from you and like try and be an affectionate. And he says, and he'll tell each of you, I'll miss you.
See you, buddy.
And yeah, he'll just sit there as you set up the cart. Billy Bob gives him a little hug as well, and you set up the cart and you go your way through the wards. And as you do, you look behind and you see Randall's waving at you, and Max takes one big in breath and lets out his first full fire breath.
Aw,
Woot!
they grow up so fast.
It's like 5 days now.
Yeah.
Day 5.
I mean, they got a little elemental. It's fine. um, as you see him do this dragon breath, the wards shimmer behind you as you continue on, and you are back in what looks like mundane, unkempt woods, cut off from the orchard.
Heading southwest, if I remember correctly, towards a nest of kobolds and who knows what else.
Yep. Yeah, heading back southwesterly towards Brambles upon the river.
Billy Bob, did we need to meet with the king again before going in search of the kobolds, or do we just need to pick up that blacksmith?
He says, the blacksmith boy would be very helpful. But I have a connect with that. We don't have to talk to the king directly. That wizard fellow. He's a kind of a contact for this whole mission we have going on.
Ah, gotcha.
What was his name again? The Oakenroot.
Yeah, that was it. I remember that.
He's kind of in charge of the whole operation. I don't get his whole deal, but wizards are an eccentric bunch. He says, I prefer to just stick with, a good steel, And an occasional eldritch blast, but you can't go wrong with some small magic.
Yeah, little magic here and there. Sven says that she just poofs in her couple of soul blades.
Now that is a mighty fine trick. That could come useful, I've been tied up naked many more times than I can count. Sometimes it was consensual, sometimes it was not.
I was gonna ask that.
It's the not consensual that really concerns me,
Yeah, I would imagine, yes. Yeah, okay. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking it's nice to, have a returning supply of ammunition, Don't have to go after it.
He said, my apologies. I took that in a weird direction, didn't I? I've been told I do that.
Gif just shrugs. Gif used to work for wizards.
As you are all traveling along, give me perception checks, and I'll give one for Billy Bob Bones.
Why can't I see with persuasion?
7.
One day you'll talk to an animal and get them to perceive for you.
There it is.
13.
I did roll a natural 20 though, so 22.
Oh, there we go.
Hey. All right, let's see what Billy sees. Nothing.
Billy and I are having too much of a conversation up front again.
He got
Whoops.
a 9.
Yeah, I got a 7, so I don't know.
Cool. Yeah, he's having a conversation. He's, telling you about all the ways he has escaped being tied up, which is
Finn is just like drawing deeper and deeper into a traveling cloak. Oh.
He's like,
Did not ask for any of this information.
one time I had to use a pat of butter that they gave me with my meal to start greasing up my wrists and my ankles.
Oh yeah, sounds messy.
Gift, you're being followed 1,000,000%, multiple directions, quadrupedal. You see something low to the ground, though, not a horse. And you
fantastic.
It's corgis. No, sorry, too low.
Well, that would be incredible.
and you spot somebody who's behind a tree, it looks like a dead tree on the side of the road, and they just push it over. Grief, what did you actually get on your perception as well?
13.
13. Okay. You would not see this. But you do see the tree fall over into the road, blocking your path. And from the woods surrounding you immediately is 6 people riding guard drakes, and stepping from on the other side of the log on the road is that blue dragonborn that you had seen in brambles upon the river. And he says, he'll say to you, well, it's nice seeing you folks again. And on our next session, we will roll for initiative and we'll figure this out. But that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Beautiful. Love a cliffhanger.
I feel like I love a cliffhanger. I have to do it. Like I can't avoid it.
I gotta admit, my only sadness is I was ready to chuck some dice tonight. So waiting a week.
Oh yeah. No, I totally get that. And I'm just like, like I told y'all, full disclosure, y'all went on a side quest and I'm trying.
No, thanks for jumping. I know that though. I was like, I'm sure you have a plot. Let's go find druids.
Yeah. Hey, it worked out. I love the plot we have. I always love the plot I get rather than the plot I made. So that's my favorite part of playing D&D. So I love playing with you. Thank you everyone for joining in. Oh, sorry, hit my microphone again. Well, it's probably time we should do our outros. We'll start with Jaden.
So I'm Jaden or Soliloquy. You can find me on most platforms under the username Fat Sapphic Bro. I primarily hang out on TikTok and talk social justice and self-care check-ins and life updates.
Penny.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Again, my name is Penny. I use she, her pronouns. I don't have a huge online presence, but I do run a nonprofit in coastal Washington for LGBT teens. If you happen to be in that area and are interested in either volunteering, or if you're between the ages of 13 and 18 and would like to participate, feel free to let me know. I can be found on Twitter at Cetra77. Yes, that's 3 7s total. And yeah, thanks.
Silver.
Hey everybody, I am Silver_Bulette here on Twitch as well as YouTube. You can find all of the Capes and Caverns backlog, which is my superhero supplemental to Dungeons and Dragons, on the YouTubes. We're also maybe doing a session tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. We're starting our session 0 for season 2, which may or may not be broadcast. Who knows? But aside from that, I am also the host of All the Webs of Stage, which is a short play podcast where I bring on friends and we write 5-minute plays and we perform them to the best of our ability in about 20 minutes after we have a good chat. But aside from that, you can find me as All the Webs of Stage, no spaces, on TikTok, where I usually talk about D&D stuff, or just go for a walk and talk about life. That's me.
Awesome. And I am Archangelic, commonly known as Mal. You can find me here Sunday nights, 7:30 Pacific time, running this game, The Era of the Dragons, for these wonderful people here. You can also find me on Twitter at Archangelic. I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. If you've missed any of our games, or you just want to catch up on this session, I do post these on YouTube. The YouTube is not in the chat because I still didn't fix that, but it is on my page, so it's linked somewhere there. It does not have a good URL to give you, so just got to do a little housekeeping, give some credit where credit is due. The music during the break and during the break screens is from Arcane Anthems. You can find more great music and D&D themed parodies on the Patreon Arcane Anthems. The combat wheelchair was featured during this game. It's created by Sarah Thompson. You can find them on Twitter at Mustangs Art. The rules for the combat chair can also be found in the Twitch chat. Nightbot has been posting it for everyone to see. And lastly, thank you, User, our producer, for helping me stream this show. We all appreciate you. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. You're tremendously helpful. Thank you, everyone, again for joining us. And we hope to see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Y'all.